Good evening, humans. Tyrannosaurusmoth here, and tonight we're taking a look at the Kamen Rider Revice Revi Rex Genome figure from SH Figuarts. Unfortunately, I have still not been able to watch Kamen Rider Revice Revice, as you can tell by the fact that I can't actually, I'm probably butchering the name right now. I haven't actually seen it, but yeah, I'm trying to, and actually, you know what, I'm probably going to do that before I actually get Vice. So in any event, this figure is really, really cool, and yeah, let's get right into this review. Let's do this. Aesthetically speaking, Revi looks absolutely stunning, and I did watch some clips so I could get the pronunciation at least a little more correct. So I apologize if I'm still butchering that. I gotta watch it more so it just becomes second nature. But in any event, this just looks absolutely beautiful. The colors are just stunning, especially that kind of teal blue. And again, I don't know if my lights are gonna convey this properly. I'm gonna lose pieces. I know where it is. That's good. The one thing that always gets me about, especially the Rider SH Figuarts, is just like, yeah, there's those little parts on the Henshin device, and just they always make me nervous. But in any event, some great sculpt here. We got the Rex symbol here on the pec, and then some nice clean paint, and everything else is pretty much colored plastic with a little bit of paint. But I mean, oh man, the metallics just pop. That purple is absolutely resplendent. Love it, love it, love it. Other than that, again, just sculpt everywhere. It's great. Yeah, it just looks awesome. Everything looks functional. The eyes here in particular look great. I love SH Figuarts' way of approaching these eyes, where they kind of have a sculpt under it and then they do a translucent plastic. And it really helps, especially when taking pictures, kind of capture that light and give it a little more depth. So just really, really nice all around. As you can see, even the pink here itself has that kind of pearlescent sheen, which is really, really nice. And I guess just before I move out of this section, oh, and actually, two more things. First thing is actually that Henshin device is in translucent purple plastic, which I think is absolutely fantastic. Looks great, definitely catches the eye, and yeah, I'm all for translucent plastic. And beyond that, the one thing I wanted to touch on before I closed out this section was just comparing it to the Shoto figure, which I had reviewed last year. And you know, the Shoto figure actually did a really good job now that I see it against a figure that is obviously a much higher grade. But yeah, just they did a cool job there. So here you can see them together if you wanted to see how they scale up, even though that will make a appearance later on. So that's aesthetics. When it comes to accessories, not too much to speak of, though I believe Vice comes with more. So I'll have more to talk about when I get that one in from To Collectibles. But for right now, we start off with the piece that fell off in the last segment, and that is the Vice stamp. And as you can see, really nicely done there on the bottom with the actual stamp piece. And turn here, we got that little metallic Rex against the purple translucent plastic, just like the rest of the belt. Just looks awesome. You got the little peg right there, if this will focus. There we go. And so yeah, so that's all for that. So the stamp's really, really cool. Then we get into hands, and right out of the box, we get these kind of relaxed hands that I've kind of kept on, with the index finger kind of pointed a little bit more than the rest. Then we come into some fists, a couple of trigger finger hands, some standard gripping hands for the axe form of the weapon, rather. Again, not focusing. And finally, some full-on splayed out hands, which look fantastic. So that is accessories. Articulation is just as good as we've come to expect from SH Figuarts, especially recently. They've definitely stepped up their game, and there's a couple of limitations. One part is definitely the balance, and we'll get to that at the very end, because I usually like doing my kick poses for these sections as the start pose, and I just couldn't make that happen even though the kick looked kick-ass. So talking about the head, we have two joints. We have a ball joint at the head and one at the base of the neck. So we're getting crazy down. We're getting some decent up, and we're getting tilt for days. So we're coming all the way around. Really fun to play with that. For our arms, we're coming up. We're not quite hitting our T-pose, and I've been trying to figure out exactly why. And these little arm pad or delt pad pieces are on hinges. So like they move around. There's a ball joint here, and then there's a piece that kind of hinges down and then back up. And it looks like it should hinge up further than this, but unfortunately it doesn't. So that's as far as you get, which is like decent, but not as good as I would hope. So that's a little disappointing. But we do get bicep swivel. We get double jointed elbows, which are coming to about here because of the way the armor is. Then we get those ball hinge ball deals, and hindered a little bit again by just how close they cut it, which is, I mean, not too bad. You can definitely make it work, especially if you pull it off that ball a little bit. We have a ball joint here at our diaphragm, so we're coming all the way around there. We get a ball joint at the waist, so we're crunching forward about that far. Backwards, obviously much better. We are also getting our swivel or our turn at the top from that diaphragm joint. We come down to the hips. We do have drop downs a little bit slight, and we can come out into our full splits absolutely beautifully. And at that kind of compound joint is also where we're going to get our thigh swivel. Double jointed knees coming up to about here. Then on the feet, we are on very interesting type of joint that SH Figuarts has been using a lot recently, so we're not getting crazy point. Again, this is all just due to the sculpt and the way the armor is. Gonna be a little bit hard to get that in toy form. And then coming forward, not so much. We do have some like really good rocker, especially this is one of the things that I think SH Figuarts has really kind of started nailing a little bit more. Then we have a toe joint. And the last thing I wanted to touch about the balance was it's really hard to balance them because they did sculpt the bottom of the boots completely, but it's rounded off. So you're not going to get, and this is not the kick-ass pose I had, but you know, it's not going to stand in this just because it's so rounded off. So that is articulation. Getting into size comparisons, here is Revi with some other SH Figuarts riders as well as the Shoto Revi. With some Hasbro, with some imports, with some monsters. Finally, with an articulated icons Oni, and yours truly in human form as an articulated icons ninja. So my final thoughts on the Kamen Rider Revi Rex Genome figure from SH Figuarts is that this is a really good figure. Aesthetically, absolutely gorgeous. The articulation is definitely on point, however, a little limited for certain things, so it depends on how much you're looking for there. Though if you've been collecting SH Figuarts, and certainly Rider Figuarts in particular for a while, you kind of know what to expect here. And yeah, I mean, I feel bad that I don't know more when I'm talking about these things, but I'll be honest, like when I buy figures, I'm looking for something that looks cool and is fun to play with. And obviously, if there is a T-Rex theme, I am going to be all in, and this totally fits that. So honestly, if you're a fan of the Rider series, Revice in particular, and you like SH Figuarts, absolutely pick this up. Do not hesitate. This is a really good figure, and I do have Vice on pre-order through, I got this one, I got Revi through Big Bad Toy Store, but however, I missed out on Vice, and then I was able to pick that up on tocollectibles.com, sorry. And yeah, just like I'm glad I'm going to have both. Wow, I cannot talk tonight. I am so sorry, my friends. And yeah, so in any event, these have been not the easiest to like lock down pre-orders for, but it seems like they're probably doing like a couple other like not necessarily reissues, but they're keeping it going. So I will include links in the description below for where you can get yours if I can find them up, and yeah, so definitely check those out and pick it up if you can. And that being said, I hope you found this review informative and somewhat entertaining, and if you did, please consider liking, commenting, subscribing, and or sharing. And beyond that, if you want to do something else to help the channel, there are definitely various other ways, and please check those out. So all of that being said, ultra thanks to you one last time for watching, and please take care of yourself, take care of those around you, and most importantly, stay weird, simians.